Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new amazing Doctor Who review for today. For this review, I'm reviewing one of my personal favourite stories from the Jon Pertwee era, and of course it is Spearhead from Space. Now this story, it was the first story to be filmed in, it was the first story to be broadcast in colour. It was filmed in 16mm camera, which means all of its local shots looks absolutely brilliant, and it all still exists, which is why we got it on the Blu-ray release in the nice steelbook behind me. And of course, this story introduces us to the Autons and the nesting consciousness for the first time. Now, this story is absolutely flat out brilliant and amazing, and it's got so many iconic scenes. And for the first time, I will be inserting the video footage into this as well. It's only like a couple of seconds, but I absolutely love this episode. I really do. It's all 4 parts long, broadcast from the 3rd to the 24th of January 1970. And this story was filmed in the late 1969, just a few months after Patrick Troughton basically kind of regenerated off screen into Jon Pertwee. And I'd like to talk about some of the scenes first, what my favourite scenes are, and then what my whole thoughts on the story. So, talking about my favourite scenes. Now, the story opens up very, very well after the main credits roll in colour for the first time, and you've got Jon Pertwee's face in the title sequence. We got 2 unit soldiers looking at the scanner bleep, and of course they're seeing the meteorites that's in orbit falling to the Earth's ground. And of course, not far from when the meteorites basically do land and crash land, basically, because they burn themselves in the soil, and a local farmer, or aka a local hunter named Sam, is out there trying to hunt rabbits and foxes. And basically he comes across them and he calls them fireballs, which later on he just called them that when he goes to the unit and asking, is there a reward for them? Hey, do you know what is? I never said that, sir. I just said, is there a reward if I do find one? I really like the person that plays Sam, the character Sam. He's absolutely brilliant. Now, just after literally Sam and basically finds the nesting consciousness control pod, not far away from it, in the middle of the woods, the TARDIS materializes. And of course, it's the first time we actually get to see it materialize in colour. And I absolutely love the clip, so I'm literally going to put the clip in here so you can hear me talk about it as well. I love the fact that the TARDIS is just there, kind of materialising, and the newly regenerated Third Doctor does collapse to the ground, which is absolutely brilliant. I do quite enjoy the way how this looks absolutely well done on the film. Now, I believe in that basically, that after this kind of landing, and then we cut to season 8's landing in Colony in Space, and it looks like I have no idea how the TARDIS lands in that story, which is one of my big complaints about that story, but I don't enjoy it. This is where it looks absolutely amazing, and I love the sound to it as well. And of course, Jon Pertwee falls to the ground. I absolutely love it. I love that scene. Then when, of course, you got them going into the hospital, where basically they find the Doctor unconscious, and basically the unit people take him in. And I love the fact where the Brigadier goes to see him, and he goes, "Excellent, this sounds like the Doctor." And when he turns over to Jon Pertwee and he goes, "Brigadier, is that you?" No. He goes, "It could be, but I've not met this man before." I loved how he's there talking, and he knows you, sir. And then when he gets them in, he goes, "Oh no, good gosh, that's not me at all. I don't know, that face, that hair, I don't know. I think the big improvement is the eyebrows. Very good on the planet Delpharm." Like, I really love the way how that all plays into the story as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And I believe that they mentioned that the story where the Doctor lands on the planet and they communicate with their eyebrows was a reference to what the Third Doctor says in this story, which I found absolutely brilliant, because the 14th Doctor is there talking about it as well, and he's there with the eyebrows, moving them up and down, and goes like that, and he's there talking, he goes, "What?" I have to be honest with you, I think this is a nice little reference to what the Third Doctor said as well, which is one thing I did quite enjoy about that episode, that I did enjoy that little reference. So talking about the rest of it, I love the fact that when, what's his name, the person that used to work in the factory, and he goes around to try and talk to the creator of the factory what's going on, which basically he's kind of been mind raped and basically mind controlled by the Nesting Consciousness leader, who is an auton, kind of an auton. He's a self-aware auton because he walks like a human, acts like a human, but he's actually an auton. And of course, basically, he's there at the hospital when the doctor gets found. I love the fact how he and these two men try to kidnap the third doctor to find out, does he know where Nesting Consciousness has landed, the control pods. And of course, I really love the music when the doctor just literally pretends to be asleep and he's there in the wheelchair, he's there rolling down the hill. I really love that music, that do 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 do. I'm going to play the clip for you. I mean, look how this looks on footage where the doctor basically comes rolling out the ambulance straight down there. And I love the fact that you got the unit guards guarding the police box, aka the TARDIS. And of course, the doctor makes his way to the TARDIS and goes, "Who told you to fire, you stupid?" That is the best cliffhanger to a Pertwee story to me. I absolutely love that cliffhanger. "Who told you to fire, you stupid?" Yeah, I just absolutely love it. I love the fact how the doctor basically comes around in the hospital and he's there in that shower scene and he goes, "Nurse, what the dickens is this patient? That's what I like to know. Nurse." And literally just before that scene, they were in literally the same kind of like shower room where the third doctor was actually pretending to have a shower. He goes, I love John Pertwee's kind of snake tattoo as well. I really love that tattoo. I might just get it myself. Just imagine me having like a snake like John Pertwee. Absolutely brilliant. I do like John Pertwee's snake scene. I do love that kind of shower scene as well. And the fact that John Pertwee ends up nicking the hospital kind of inspector's car really brilliantly. I love when he goes to unit. "Yes, I will not tell you my name either. Just tell Brigadier Lester Stewart I want to see him immediately." And I love the fact how he goes to the TARDIS and he goes, "Ah, there's the old girl. I hope you're taking good care of me for me, Brigadier." And of course, in the doctor, he goes, "Do you have the key, I presume?" "Yes, and you're not having it until I know that you're not connected to these missiles." And I really love the way how the third doctor and of course Liz Shaw ends up kind of having this kind of fantastic scientific meeting. And then of course he does manipulate Liz Shaw, saying, "Ah, I do wish I had the key to my TARDIS." She goes, "What TARDIS? You mean that police box?" "Oh, yeah, but I've got a whole laboratory in there." "Have you?" Yeah, I've got a whole laboratory, and if only you can get the key for me." And the way that, I really love the way how basically the third doctor really manipulates Liz Shaw to go and get the key of the Brigadier. It's little essence that I think the seventh doctor still picks up, but the seventh doctor becomes more of a chess master version of the doctor, where Pertwee's doctor doesn't. And I love how he gets into the TARDIS, and then of course the Brigadier goes, "You give it, where's the key? You've given it to him, haven't you?" And then of course the doctor does try to materialize, and the TARDIS does kind of break down. I love that sound as well with the TARDIS, where it goes like, where it's trying to take off and you kind of hear the engines malfunctioning out. I just absolutely love it. I mean, the way the smoke and John Pertwee just comes out like he's a naughty schoolboy. Absolutely makes me laugh. I really love this scene. And then of course, "You tricked me. I'm sorry, my dear. The urge was too strong." And then of course he ends up having that little bit of a paddy. I love the fact how he mixed the machine and basically literally uses it to kind of kill the Nesting Consciousness and the other Autons. My other favourite scene is from the shop scene where the Autons come to life, where they're kind of sitting down and then you kind of hear that the music really does help this scene as well, so I'm going to play it for you. The way they literally play it so creepily, and then you got the broken glass and that policeman running down, and then he just sees the Autons, his face goes like that, and then you just see them go, ba-dum. I really love that scene. I absolutely love that scene. And then of course there's one good thing about this story that I haven't mentioned yet, that this is the very first time we hear this name. Smith. It's the very first time the third doctor uses the name John Smith, which is absolutely brilliant and iconic because it's the name the third doctor creates, and the fact it's still the name now that the doctor has used even into the modern era, with like Miss John Smith into Human Nature, A Family of Blood, and some other episodes as well in Modern Who. I really love the fact how that kind of gag that the third doctor created is still running even now to the show, which is absolutely brilliant and amazing. So yeah, Spearhead from Space. What can I say about it? Well, it is definitely a strong 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant, it's amazing, and absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen the story, then I do say go and check this out now while you can, because it is available on BBC iPlayer in the Whoniverse. If you click on Doctor Who, the Whoniverse, then of course you click on Classic Who, you got then skip to season 7, and it's the very first episode called Spearhead from Space. And I do highly recommend it. It is fantastic, it is amazing, and he's absolutely brilliant. And of course, this is the very first introduction to Doctor Who in colour, and of course to the 1970s decade, aka my favourite decade out of all of Doctor Who. It is my all-time favourite decade. We have 2 Doctors from the 70s, and I just love every single season from the 1970s. So yeah, Spearhead from Space, absolutely flat out amazing. I absolutely love season 7. It's in the top 5 seasons of the 1970s for me. And it's just absolutely pure genius. I absolutely love it. So if you haven't seen Spearhead from Space, just go and check it out now. I mean, you will understand why I absolutely love this story. Thank you for watching, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.